Hello, man.
Hi, is my new microphone working?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Okay. Well, same for me. Got to another promo to Diamond 2. Hopefully this time I will be able to climb to Diamond 1. So,
Nice.
uh,
I got to gold 4 today.
that's the highest division you've managed to climb to.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about yourself. Just long story short, of what problems do you usually have, face, or just feel like struggling to achieve?
Sorry, what did you say?
Well, I asked you to tell me a short story of your problems, just your feeling of what is not going right for you. Like, I don't know, your champion pool.
Well, my problems are I'm not very good at ADC,
Mm-hmm.
and I struggle at jungle as well sometimes. I'm just not confident in all the roles. Some of them I'm good in, but
Okay, so uh, I guess we'll just start with AD carry because I have a bunch of videos already. Just uh, a lot of talking about jungling, so you just can have a look on at them because I guess that's pretty much nothing more I can add to it. Especially just the basics that you should just first of all try to learn and understand, and to make this ideas well, at least try to make them yours. So just AD carry will be a little bit more fun, I guess.
okay.
Mm, okay, 1 second. I will check your statistics. So trash. Well, you don't have too many games played, aren't you? And what about previous seasons?
Season 3, I was silver 1, I think.
Okay. Well, not many games as well.
Climbed from bronze 3, halfway through season 3, all the way to silver 1. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Well, that's okay, just because it's pretty much the second season you play. So, and already you've managed to get decently high in comparison where you've been. Um, so I guess you're getting better, and that's the main point when you just you, even if the just even though you can't climb really effectively, but you feel like improving, that's just fine. It's not about just riding a rocket that just gets you to the diamond. No, it's just mostly a hard work, especially when you just adapt to better players that you face every game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I just not too confident as ADC because usually when I play it in ranked, I get carried and stuff.
Well, the problem of playing ADC at the moment is, well, it is hard to engage, and initiating the fight is a crucial thing in solo queue because a lot of people, even even if you do get a champion that can initiate, engage a fight, the guy ends up being really hesitant on when to engage, and well, that's why AD carries are relying on team compilation that you've got, and it is really hard for you to set up the fights. And if you lack experience, most of the time you won't be able to predict when this guy from your team will try to engage, or just probably he will never engage, and you will end up being engaged and die. Well, that's the struggling point of being in the carry, as well as always playing with a random support.
Yeah, I'm not very good predicting random supports because they just
Yeah.
do what they want, really.
So the first thing you should focus playing bot lane is well, this first, I'd say, level 2 3. You always want to push, and that's the moment where you can just check quality of your support. Uh, if he knows what he is doing, then he will try to help. He will try to help you push in the lane. He will try to engage as soon as you get level 2, if you manage to do this first. And if you are already behind and the lane is getting pushed, he will just go back. If he doesn't do it, well, that's an alarm for you to probably not to go too deep into them, because if he engages to create just to ham and dice, you will still be able to farm. So just you mainly want to focus on farming. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and jump into a custom game and see how is it going for you.
Okay. Are we just playing mid?
No, we play AD carries, bot lane.
Okay.
I'm on the case.
So in terms of runes, there are two kind of runes that people tend to play. Well, previously, before the changes in runes, or most of people were playing flat AD. So flat AD queens, flat AD marks. Sometimes marks were armor penetration. Well, this doesn't matter. The point here is that attack speed got really buffed a lot. So I don't know, just what runes do you play usually? But probably having one or two queens attack speed will be nice.
At the moment, I think I'm running two attack speed and 1 attack damage.
Yeah, that's well, probably the best, but I like to play full attack speed queens. I don't know, just the responsiveness of auto attacks when you run full attack speed is just so enjoyable to play with, because you can. There is a shorter time where you are trying to when you are landing your last hit, so it is harder for the opponent to harass you. Uh, on the At the same moment, it will be easier for you to trade with them because your auto attacks are more responsible as well, so you can just poke and go back without them having a chance to retaliate in any way. So
Yeah. I've recently switched from the lifesteal runes, which I used to run as well.
yeah, last Steel's runs were played a lot too. Actually, I was playing them too, but I have forgotten about it. Yeah. Well, right now, lifesteal is really hard falling behind. It is better to get a point in masteries that restores a little bit more HP and mana with each last hit you land. So
Yeah. Are we going mid or bot lane?
bot lane.
Okay.
Don't be caught flat-footing.
So do you know about 3 parts of the auto attack?
Sorry.
Do you know about the 3 parts of the auto attack? So just like I don't know, let's call it targeting. Well, the missile rush into your target, and then just putting your gun down or something like shit.
Time for a shakedown.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
Wanna see a hat?
Well, I know like.
Well, that you should cancel your auto attack and not wait
Yeah,
for
I've
it.
got the thing set to A. Not sure what it's called, but wait auto attack when you see someone.
No. That's attack move, I guess. When you just press A and go into the bush and attack the first target that is there. I mean, just like, yep, you cancel your attack move. You can just stay in one place and watch she recharge her auto attack, but you can run back. That's the main point. So during laning phase, you want to always try to harass the opponent when he tries to go for a last hit. So you just have to track not only your minions HP bar, but also the enemies.
Let's investigate.
It is hard to predict what kind of support you will have, so you just have to get used to both playing
Who doesn't like being
aggressive and passive kind of supports, but you always want to rely rather on getting more last hits than even poking someone out, because if you fell behind in terms of CS, it will be harder if your support turns out to be irrelevant completely and like you won't be able to fight them at all.
Okay.
me? Miss? Not by a long shot.
I'd also recommend you to play in solo queue champions with reliable escape, so you won't be able to
So little
change your position if something goes really bad, and you always have to keep in mind that nobody is going to just to help you during team fights most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm too sloppy with last hits. So that's why Caitlyn and Lucian, well, probably are the best now. Just because of their huge presence during laning phase and really good late game. And during team fights, they're really safe kind of pick, and it's hard to get them. It's hard to counter their escape move. On the contrary, like Corki can be really easy interrupted by random CC flying out.
Yeah.
For example, Blitzcrank's hook or I don't know, whatever. Like you press your Valkyria and trying to escape a bad moment, but someone is using some kind of CC on you and you're staying in the same place.
Kate traps as well, they're annoying.
Yeah.
Get your Valkyrie in.
Also, you don't want to charge for last hits for too long, because you will also get CC'd by support. So mainly, if you feel like really confident, you can really play very aggressive and try to bait out their skill shots, because especially in low elo, people will just roll the skill shot out there because they think that you are retarded. Eventually, you are not retarded and you're already moving backwards, and the skill shot misses. And that's the same rule applies to the skirmishes when you trying to fight. And well, even if your AD carry lands a crucial, support lands a crucial skill on someone, you don't want to rush for damage, because you become an easy target for the enemy support just to counterattack you, and if the position
up for a showdown.
will be really bad for you, you won't be able to escape out of it. So you better want to dodge the damage of the enemy support and then try to apply pressure and help your support. Because if you trade your HP on HP of a support, of an enemy support, that is not worth it at all, because you won't be able to farm being pressured by them and you're already being on low HP. So you better just leave your support there and
Time for a shakedown.
let his HP be chunked rather than yours.
Yeah.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
And the same thing, just any team fight that is happening, you want to first think about what can kill you rather than killing yourself. And that's the main rule, because if you survive the team fights and keep auto-attacking, even if it is a tank, but you have a threshold of 3 items that gives enough damage for you to still deal damage. I mean, like something like Bloodthirster, then Phantom Dancer or Static Shift. or I don't know, Trinity Force, and then Last Whisper, that is enough for you to deal enough damage and to be a target to focus. So you just want to live through the team fights, and you can do it only if you just play accurately and predict some badass moves from the enemy. Especially if you are getting kills, then it is more likely for the enemy to try and catch you out. And for example, you're, I don't know, 8-2 Caitlyn, and they have Jax. Well, most likely the first team fight, Jax has flash. He will try to cheese you with his flash and engage and try to one-shot you, because that's pretty much the last chance for him to win this. During all the other team fights, he wasn't able to do this, and you were killing everyone. So he wants to prevent this from happening, and that kind of cheeses happens. The more kills you get, the more passive you should be. Just they will come for you themselves, and you can just pressure them with your damage from the backline.
Never thought about it that way before.
About building items, if you are getting ahead and you have managed to get this 3 items and you are winning by a large margin, you want to build something that gives you sustain in the team fights, that just helps you to survive in the bad situation. If you have already fallen behind and you have nothing to lose, well, probably you should try to go full damage build, just because it can happen that the enemy team will just disrespect your damage and won't focus you. For example, for 2 fights, you get randomly fed out of it and get back. But if you go
Yeah, that happens in gold quite a lot.
yeah, just so, but if you go full damage, it will be easier for you to come back. If you go defensive items, it will be hard because you are already behind, most likely like 2 levels behind from their AD carry. You are dealing less damage because most likely he has already these items, and he started building like defensive to in case he got outplayed one time. It's just a convenient thing to have a GA, so you can afford yourself to make a mistake. But if your team is already ahead, you will just resurrect and kick their asses after that.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it is really easy to avoid cheesy tactics that involves just staying in the tri-bushes or standing in the bush on the river. It is easy to prevent if you are on blue side. You just ward the tri-bushes and AD carry. I'd say my 1 minute 10 seconds into the game. So if they are standing there, you can just avoid this. If you if you are on purple side, well, just always try to take the safe route. I mean, just also going through your tower rather than going straight through the river, unless you feel that you are stronger than them by far. For example, you have Karma or Morgana, and they have Jenna, for example, and still it is, well, a risky thing to do, because sometimes this kind of cheesy place hits you in the back. It was your idea, but you misplayed really hard, and it ended up really bad for you. Best Caitlyn, you.
Oh.
Uh, so if you get chunked a lot, just at some moment, and you don't have any reliable source to get your health back up, probably you just want to go back, because every lane that you stay with low HP and you got zoned because of it, you will end up losing CS that you would have gotten if you had had that HP. So if you got chunked really low, really hard, you just go back and don't risk dying, giving more kills and losing the same amount of farm as if you had just gone back. You just don't want to stay for too long.
Yeah. So don't like risk it.
Yeah, don't risk it. Well, just give this farm to them if they want it, and then
Up for a showdown?
do.
I have the tools.
The damage. Minions go win this game.
Me? Miss? Not by a long shot. Right.
So what can I say more? Well, it is hard to feel that how when you should go to get a hit on tower when you're trying to siege this, especially when they have a really hard engage, because it always just comes to the experience you have. So you just have to play a lot of games. In terms of
Don't be caught flat-footing.
selecting the champion pool, I would recommend you to stick with one or two champions. For example, if you play Lucian, probably you won't be able to get him all the time. Just to make sure that you get used to get used to auto attacking, because it is really crucial, especially if you just often miss the last hit on cannon minion. That gives a lot of money. So you want to be very confident with how your champion works, with what items it can last hit under the tower and so on. So you just have a reliable CSing even in difficult situations. Because again, that's the thing that I keep saying. It is easy to win the games that are pretty much won from the very start. Just every lane wins. Every lane wins. Your jungler, like a crazy monster that gets all the objectives out there and shit. But the thing is that you want to play the champions that are valuable and can contribute to the team even if they fall behind. And that kind of champions, especially in solo queue, should have escapes. Well, in my opinion, and clearing out potential. Otherwise, you will struggle to end up the team fights, especially without experience of how it goes. You will end up just dying in a bad situations because of your lack of movement. You know, they wanna engage in you, and you are just completely unprepared for that kind of things.
Okay.
I love a good chase.
But really, well, if you want to be consistent in winning solo queue, and it's not about It's not about even winning the lane. It's just about being efficient in the team fights. But going balls deep in the skirmishes bot lane can help you to, especially when you play relaxed, will help you to feel your limits where you can, in what kind of situations you can act without panic, just when you're getting ganked and that kind of stuff. Because if you are a lane bully and you push really hard, you will get ganked, and after a couple of ganks you won't be able to handle this guy anymore, even though you were winning hard. So probably after dying once to them and burning all your summoners, just it is better to always go back and OP. You always want to go back, farm the golems or big white. in terms of pushing the tower, sometimes it is not good to push the tower too early, because you let your lane opponent to get back into the game by freezing the lane under the second tower, and you haven't get to this point where you will be able to deal enough damage to at least handle some kind of a damage on enemy jungler. Well, you won't be able to kill mid lane most of the time without decent help from your support and your team. So the main problem will be jungler, and if you're just completely unable to fight him because you just haven't spent enough time farming bot lane, but you still push the lane, so you just come to mid lane and you have nothing to do there because you just can't out push their mid laner. It is Ziggs standing against you, and well, you just let them get this farm that they needed and that they couldn't have got if they had the tower. So you just could have denied more and more minions to this tower.
Yeah.
So you don't want to end the laning phase too early, but staying for too long also not good. Just probably getting 2 items. Well, just like Bloodthirster and Zeal is already a time to end the laning phase and start to roam, try to push the mid lane. Just you try to push first, then quickly rotate mid lane, apply pressure there, gank, kill, or just at least force him to go out of the lane, and then push his tower. Because mid lane tower means a lot in terms of vision and dragon control because of that vision.
Yeah, and then the mid can roam.
And another point, if you push the tower, you never want to go further. Because you just go there and it is so easy for the enemy jungler to kill you there. So you just can end up giving all your lead for nothing, feeding an enemy jungler that will become stronger in skirmishes if it comes to the 2v2 on top lane, for example. So you will just somehow, somewhat, will also lose top lane as well. And that's just not good. If you are really ahead, probably just call for your jungler to come and get the dragon as soon as possible. And never go further. For example, if there is tower, if there is no tower, you never want to go as a blue side further than Tribush. You just go and ward it, the Tribush. You push all the minions that are close tower, and push one wave further than this Tribush. And even if it goes too deep into this forbidden territory, as a Lions King would have said, you don't go there because it is too risky. if the enemy is going there and it is very high probability that they will be waiting you somewhere there, and you will die because your support is already roaming around the map and no one to save you there. So just push the lane and go to the mid lane and try to apply pressure there, try to get some kind of team fights there. Unless you are playing Vayne. Well, Vayne can at some point be a decent split pusher when she gets those core items, Blade of the Ruin King, Phantom Dancer, well, and sometimes QSS. So from that point, she pretty much can one